We're continuing now to look at managing those pennies. And if you have a business, you know how critical managing the money is. And if you are marketing your business, you want to make sure you do it right. So today we continue with our focus on marketing and customer complaints. You want to reduce, you want to minimize, keep to a bare minimal those customer complaints, if any at all. I mean, they may happen, but you want to keep that under control. So Crystal Howell is back with us because we want to get into this session on managing those pennies. Good morning to you, Crystal.
Good morning.
Great to have you here. Remember, she is a chartered professional accountant and she's a certified internal auditor. So you know what you're talking about when you give us this advice on how to get the best out of our business. So you have to look at all the marketing angles now, and online is a big deal. People go there first. Even if they just hear about a business, they're going to search for it.
Yes. So we spoke a lot about Facebook, Instagram, social media in general.
Yeah.
But a lot of persons, when they have a small business in particular, they may exclude or not put a lot of thought into building a website. And it is very important to make sure that this website is on point because it is a representation of you and your business.
Right.
So today we have some examples of what a website could look like. This is not by any means a template that you have to use, but there's some key takeaways that we can look at, and we have up for us the good example.
This one would definitely draw me in. It's simple, but it piques my interest.
Exactly. And the thing that you want, even if a person is not excited about your website, they should not be turned off. So you can see here that the layout is very basic, simple, but the emphasis is on it being tidy.
Yeah.
You do not want a website that when people go, they already feel overwhelmed just by looking at it. You have your text, which is easy to read, and the images have to be of proper quality, and you have to make sure that when persons, because you don't know what medium they're going to be looking at it, if they're on a tablet, a phone, a computer, it doesn't matter. You don't want that the images stretch.
So it needs to be compatible with whatever.
Exactly.
Okay.
And you don't want it to look fuzzy because the person's looking at it on a large screen, or if they're on their phone, it looks cut off. You want to make sure that all of those things are in place. You have to make sure that the navigation bar is clear, that persons can see where they have to go to search, and you want to keep things simple. You don't want to overwhelm your website, and you have to make sure that whatever you have there, it's easy to find. So if the person wants to know more about your company, it's clear where that section is. If they want to give you any kind of feedback, that information is there as well. The contact us section, whether it's by telephone, your physical address, your email address, everything that they would need to have is at their fingertips.
Yeah.
And one of the things that people forget to do is to test their website, because you go and you do this launch and then you have persons or customers coming in, they clicked on this and it's not loading.
Or you click on it, it goes nowhere. I hate that.
And everything that you hate about these things, you don't want it to happen to you or your customers.
Right.
So test your website first. Even if you have a sample group, use your friends if possible. Send them the link, ask them how they felt when they were using it, if there's any feedback that they would like to give before you go into an official launch with the general public.
I find this one looking like a miserable situation.
Yes. So now imagine you just came from looking at that previous website. You're a person, a customer who's looking for different options because you want to shop around. And then you go from that first website to this one. Immediately, there's some persons that might just close the website. And you've just lost business and therefore sales just because your website is not up to scratch.
Yeah. I didn't even see the captions bad and good example. I did look at them before when we were chatting, but I didn't see the captions. But I thought, just as you said, the first one caught my interest a lot more because it just, I guess it looked, maybe that's what it is. It looked neat. It looked easy to navigate. The other one just looked like there was too much going on.
Too busy, too much going on. And there are many examples of persons who have this type of website. But if you're going to use this for your business, you have to really sit down and think about what kind of image you're presenting. And unless you have a service or a product that persons really need, most people are going to look at this and feel as though they're not going to go through the trouble of trying to find out anything more about your product because the website overwhelms them.
Yeah. And you need to have all the critical information there and available.
Yes.
Because usually if people click on something when they're on a website, they want information, they want it to be there.
Yep.
Yeah. So you need to do that. What about securing it against pop-up ads? Can you do that?
You can do that. You will have to pay out some money, but it is all about what image you want to present. You want to make sure that customers come onto the site and they're not
Yeah.
bombarded. And if you have to put in, because there are lots of free websites, and I do know persons who've used free websites and their websites are gorgeous.
Right.
But if you want to put in just a little bit more money so that you can have a great quality and all of those other things you mentioned where you keep it free from ads and from spam and from pop-ups, you can pay the extra money, and sometimes it's an annual fee that's actually not that bad, and you can make sure you have your antivirus protection in and
Yes.
everything else.
Critical.
Because especially if you're going to be collecting customers' information, you want to make sure that that data is protected. I know Everton Colley, he has a tech segment. I'm sure he goes into that in great detail.
Yeah.
But you want to make sure that you protect your customers' information as much as possible, because if anything happens and there's a breach, that liability will fall on you. Even if you don't pay out physical cash, your reputation will take a hit.
Okay. You don't want that.
No.
Because if your reputation takes a hit, chances are the business is going to as well.
Exactly.
So you have to definitely know the kind of investment that you are going to make so you get the returns and the kind of customers that you want to see and keep. So today's takeaway in the final moments of our conversation.
Today's takeaway, quality. Quality in everything that you do. When you're looking at your website, even if you have been using a free one, still make sure that when you look at it, you see quality.
Yeah, that is critical. And I think that everybody wants that. Some people may not want to pay for it, but I think that everybody wants that,
Yes.
Crystal. So good stuff. I'm looking forward to the next discussion, but I hope that this has been helpful to you and you've been paying attention to what you need to do when it comes to marketing and dealing with those customer complaints. If you try to make sure you create the best experience for your customers, then you will definitely have those chances of complaints under control. That's what you want, so that you know that you're serving them and listen to them. Always leave room for feedback too, right?
Correct.
There you go.
Correct.